There's still people out there that need a vacuum cleaner that want 50% off because their vacuum cleaner just broke. I'm not sure if you've seen it. There was a study that's just come out of, was out of France in terms of brands that have kept their original message all the way through compared to other brands that pivoted to a COVID-19 message.
Or what'd they find?
There was no difference.
Really?
Do you know, the brands that actually kept their message, do you know, it
didn't do any better,
didn't do any better, didn't do any worse. Do you know what I mean? So it was like,
really, it's just this black hole of time.
So the results were kind of plateaued or flat. Do you know what I mean? It actually didn't show that there was a decrease in results or performance. There was still the same sort of sentiment.
We get it. This is what I love. Very rarely have we seen it. And I don't know that we've seen it ever in our lifetimes on a worldwide scale. Usually you get it on very small scales. 9/11, the US had it. Some people didn't. If you're ever going through a divorce, you got it. But you recognize where you enter into these black hole times where life is happening, but it's not really happening.
Let me throw this one at you then. So say it's a product that normally gets great traction with a sale, like a 50% off, a 40% off, or some sort of value.
Yeah.
So the people that are in market, and I get that there's a lot of people out there with a high level of cortisol in their body, but say they need a new product for their home that they were going to buy anyway, and they need it and they've got the resources to get it, but you're still promoting it as a 50% off. Do you know, for me, I think that's an incredibly good thing because you're still helping a consumer solve a problem that they've got, you know, and that's a message they still want to hear. Whereas there's been a lot of people out there going, I don't want to promote a sale message, you know, because, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm trying to sell or be commercial during these times. Whereas the contrary view of that is there's still people out there that need a vacuum cleaner that want 50% off because their vacuum cleaner just broke. But then everyone else that thinks you're going hard at a sale message, they're not going to recall it anyway. So then I'm like, how do you tackle that one, Dr.
So you've got to go, that's really, do you go soft sell message in that case? In that case, because you think about it, especially with everyone taking such a huge hit economically over the last couple of months, the last thing you want is a sales message. You don't want to be seen as not recognizing what's happening in the world. Right after 9/11, you don't want to be the one coming out saying, get a vacuum. You want to be the one to acknowledge 9/11 and to help, we've taken 50% off all of our stock or something like that. So it becomes a soft sell message, which might still in that moment help somebody make the right buying decisions, guide them your way. The one thing you can't expect from that would be long-term memory formation for that. So I'm going to go out, buy my vacuum. It could be a couple months later, somebody says, where'd you get that vacuum? And I'll just be like, you know what? I got it online. I don't really remember. So it's enough during the time to get them in to buy your things, but you can't assume that that's going to have the same impact as general ads.
But I think there's two conversations there. You've got one that's brand, and you've got another one that's generating revenue for your business right now. Do you know? And if you need revenue to keep your business alive. Do you know what I mean? You're still going to have to get revenue into the business. You can't go into hibernation for 1 month, 6 months, 2 years. Do you know? Waiting for the moment where consumer sentiment changes. If you're selling vacuums, you still have to sell vacuums, or your business won't be around when we come out of it. Do you know? So this is, and I think this is a challenge a lot of people are having. They want to be empathetic to the market, but then they don't want to look and feel and sound
outlandish,
but like everyone else in market that's been empathetic, which means especially like in direct response, you call it a grabber, you know, which is the first 3 to 5 seconds of an ad that you get attention. Again, one of the primary tenets that you need to be successful. If you don't have attention, you're nowhere, you know, and that's kind of like if you go very empathetic with a sale message, do you know what I mean? You may not be getting attention, which then you have a message there. So this is where I think a lot of brands are actually really quite confused. How do we play the current hand that's been dealt to us? I need revenue, so I need to sell, but then I don't want to appear like I'm being, you know, taking advantage of the current market.